For as by one man's Adam's disobedience, many were made sinners, so by one man's Jesus' obedience many will be made righteous. Rom. 519. For as by a man Adam came death, by a man Jesus has come also the resurrection of the dead. I Cor. 1521. He has fixed a day on which he will judge the world in righteousness, by a man whom he has appointed. Acts 17:31. Thus, the Bible demonstrates plainly that Jesus is a man. Above all, he had to come as a human being that he might become the true parent. Who can give rebirth to human beings? 2.3 Is Jesus God himself? When Philip asked Jesus to show him God, Jesus said, "He who has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, 'Show us the Father'? Do you not believe that I am in the Father and the Father in me?" 12 It is written of Jesus, "He was in the world, and the world was made through him, yet the world knew him not." 13 Jesus also said, "Truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was, I am." 14 Based on these biblical verses, many Christians have believed that Jesus is God, the Creator. Jesus may well be called God because, as a man who has realized the purpose of creation, and who lives in oneness with God, he has a divine nature. Nevertheless, he is not God himself. The relationship between God and Jesus may be thought of as analogous to the relationship between the mind and body. Because the body is the substantial object partner to the mind, resembles the mind and acts in oneness with the mind, it may be understood to be the mind's second self. But it is not the mind itself. By analogy, since Jesus is one with God and the incarnation of God, he may be understood to be God's second self, but he is not God. It is true that he who has seen Jesus may be said to have seen God. 15. But Jesus did not mean by saying this that he was God himself. The Bible refers to Jesus as the Word made flesh. 16 This verse means that Jesus is the incarnation of the Word. That is, a man in whom the Word comes alive. We read that all things were made through the Word, and further, that the world was made through Jesus. 17 Hence, Jesus may be said to be the Creator. To understand what these verses mean, consider that the universe, according to the principle of creation, is the substantial unfolding of the internal nature and external form of a human being of perfected character.